Apparently, when I said that we were live, I lied. So, good news is all that pointless banter isn't going to be in the cast. Bad news
Perfect.
is nobody's had any time together. C'est la vie. Mistakes were made. Anyways. Haven't seen the lobby link yet. Sure, we'll see one eventually. What a wild world we live in.
Hmm.
I don't know why I just said that at random.
It's fair enough. I mean, my
Slowly
life
going.
is always wild.
Okay, seriously though. If I see that... Okay, it's finally
There it
updated.
is.
Thank goodness. Yeah, I just realized I forgot to press a button. Wait, did you see the lobby link? Did I...
Hmm.
Wait,
I
where
can
is
invite
it?
you.
Yeah, go for it. Were you, like, stalking the captain or something?
No, I just read the chat.
Oof. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, it's Tomb Nut Sky. I feel very smart.
Oh no. Okay, well, you made the marks correct on your little tracker.
At least I got that right. Yeah. There's a part of me that thinks I really should set up hotkeys for that. So that it's, nice, because drag and drop is a little silly.
Oh my god, I went back into the other room and both the cats are laying on the bed together.
Uh,
Adorable.
Cats are truly the best.
Hmm.
Be East, right? I wonder why they're called House of Chez.
Sorry. Say that one more
Uh,
time.
I wonder why the name House of Chez.
You know, I probably should have asked them that the last time I co-casted them.
Hmm.
Oh well.
Maybe it's a cheese thing. I'll be honest, if I see an excuse to make cheese puns, I will.
I mean, you'd be remiss if you didn't scream out, "Here comes the cheese from the House of Chez" at some point.
I mean, I wonder if they do run cheese. That would be funny. Yeah. Honestly, I think my favorite bit of cheese has to be Medivh TLV combos.
I'd say that sounds rude, but I did have to play against it in Storm League last week.
Wait, was it Grey Color and Icy running it, or someone else?
No, it was Sharkira running it.
Ah, cool. It's spreading then. But it's like, you get 3 Ravens, you get multiple AoE explosions post 13, then you get the Viking spin. It's
Yeah,
like,
but
it can turn
see, there's one problem with
anything.
it.
Sorry?
There's one problem with it, and that problem is Zigara.
Oh?
Oh yeah, I ran circles that game. It was great.
Just running at high speeds.
Mhm.
I mean,
I picked the move
Vikings
speed upgrade too. It was amazing.
Vikings is generally weak to split push because, unlike a lot of other champions, they can't answer strong lane pushes, which means
Mhm.
the 4-man has to rotate, which creates lots of complications for the whole macro situation. I assume you're ready to go?
I'm all good to go.
Ready. Well then, I guess we're going to go into game number 1. And I'm going to hope to God that I remember to press my hotkeys. I am known throughout the world as the Radiocaster.
Well, don't worry. I will let you know if the stream is FUBAR. It'll just be a minute late.
Hey, that's longer than a lot of the other times.
I think you mean shorter.
Wait, shorter, yeah. The orthism strikes again. Yeah, I do that with words a lot. Oh, right. Hotkey. There we go. So, what do you think after the latest balance patch? What's a likely thing to see banned if you're in the first pick seat?
I think it's still a little bit up in the air. Folks are kind of coming back off of the Insta-Joe, Insta-Rhaegar bans.
Yeah.
I think they've probably done enough to make those a little less prevalent across the board.
Yeah, they're
But
definitely no
lately I've
longer.
definitely seen...
Yeah, they're definitely no longer universal picks, regardless of map.
They'll do their job. They just aren't hilariously overtuned in certain aspects.
Yeah.
Seeing a Zul'jin coming out and a Stukov ban.
Yeah. Stugov's definitely a champion that has seen extremely regular play outside of like CCL. He's fallen out of favor there because of the lack of cleanse, but I still think he makes an adequate mage.
Oh, he's a fantastic mage. My favorite build is Magical Girl Stukov. You just pop the pustules and watch a team implode like they just got hit by a Ming Orb.
You're talking about the AoE one, right? That thing is so gross. Oh, Blaze and Johanna. Blaze is definitely still up there when it comes to strong picks. Really good on this map too because of the wave clear. But this does mean that Rhaegar's left open. Alright. What do we see? Ooh.
Take us for a first pick. That is spicy.
I mean, Odin does provide good and consistent siege. More importantly, it's safe.
It is very safe.
Yeah. Pretty much the only reason why you pick him this early, though. Zul, good wave clear. And Anduin. I'll be honest, I don't know any of these players' roles, but I'm just kind of hoping that we'll see a Medivh Zul main tank.
Ooh, that would be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it really is exciting. It's always crazy to see. And Leoric in the offlane?
Falstad.
Falstad's a weird one for me on this map. Sure, you got the boss, but it's a high visibility boss that has really inconsistent gust angles. And there isn't a lot of value for the global. The lanes are really short.
Yeah, I don't see too much of the global being used, but I will say that I have seen an NGS, particularly in divs like CMB. I'll see a lot of Falstad flying just to get a gust angle in that middle channel there. And as an enemy team's trying to disengage between the lanes, they just get bounced right back in.
Huh.
That seems to be a pretty popular move.
Yeah. Mephisto and Garrosh. Certainly not an ensemble. I'm assuming that some of these are target bands, like the Zul'jin.
I'd imagine. They still haven't picked a tank, so like they'd still have options for dealing with Mephisto. So it's got to be targeted, right?
Yeah. And I'll be honest, those Greymane and Lunara picks were really, really snappy. It's a tight DPS formation. And they have a lot of burst potential with those two.
Mm.
Well, the Lunara is a little slower, but you know.
Hey, once she hits 7, she becomes a real mage.
Yeah. Yeah, especially after that 7 talent. Which I'm assuming we're going to see, especially given the fact that Brightwing will be quite good into the AoE options. Maybe it's a tank pick. If I don't see Slush Ball, I will be disappointed.
Same.
I am still the one of the Slush Ball gospel.
Yeah, people sleep on Q build.
Yeah. I mean, not even a full Q build. I think there's an Ice Storm build that works really fantastically well with something like Alarak. Like you just take all the talents.
If I see this, I just go full Q, and then once I get the big one at 20, I'm just having a field day.
It's more than I do, and I'm surprised at how late Anubarak came in to the field.
Same.
He's currently probably the second, maybe first best tank, depending on the situation. And I think in this fight, especially against a Mei, Anubarak taking W build is really good here. Because you're basically casting the shield on cooldown, and it turns your effective HP into multiples of your total HP. Like, it's actually broken to the extent that you can tank several times your HP bar.
Yeah, they certainly have picked a team up that does a lot of small instances of damage, which can definitely contribute to that cooldown reset.
Yeah, well, especially with Mei, False Dad, and Tychus's Q. On the other hand, I think Chez has a lot when it comes to single target blow up. If they can get a pick with Anubarak, there's only a small cleanse on the side of Brightwing to break his combo midway. However, I think if they get to late game on the side of Furious George, Entomb is going to be really scary. Although, to be honest, into Anduin, that's not always true. Out of curiosity, the dude, is it just me, or does he have no level?
I definitely see level 1156, so it might just be you.
That's funky. All right then.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Indie game studios and all that.
Indie game studios. Former indie game studios. Anyways, wait. We're not done loading yet. Oops, I did a transition way too soon. Oh well. Anyways. Uh-oh. That's not good. Okay, they're there.
Hey,
Anyways,
back.
You want to do House of Chez? So the right side?
Sure. Over on the right side in the red trunks tonight, we've got Peels on Anubarak, Flash on Lunara, Mariners on Zool, the dude playing Greymane, and Death 1300s on Anduin.
Alright. On the side of Furious George, we have Royal Vizier on Leoric, Smitty Warbin on Brightwing, Spark Lark on Mei, and Shadowlands on Falstead. Oh, and I forgot King Andrew on Tychus. Builds are coming out. It's looking like it's a Q build Greymane. Really emphasizing the spell damage, and it's Legion of Beetles and Anubarak. So much for those buffs, Blizzard. You'll get them next time.
Who doesn't love beetles?
Yeah. Shade. That's going to be pretty good in Tychus. But it's a Q build Falstead, which is good hybrid damage. And it looks like it's our Q build Mei here.
You love to see it.
Yeah. It looks like... Oh, Sparklark's actually really slowing down the clear here. Here's George. Oh, no! That was way too close. Sparklark is just going to make it out just barely.
Nice timely response by the Brightwing there, getting Spark out of a tight situation.
It actually might lead to an interesting dynamic here where House of Chez consistently wins fights and gets picks, but if Furious George ever does, they could potentially push to the finish line. Royal Vizier looks like he's rotating mid lane.
We're just dropping off things.
Oh yeah, that makes more sense.
Oh, the dude getting caught out doesn't quite get hit by the blizzard, manages to scrape away.
Like I just caught the back end of that close scrape.
Meanwhile, in bot lane, Mariners is having a little bit of trouble into this Leoric this early. Greyman looks like he's going down to try and sneak that camp.
Yeah. It's a long rotation, but it's definitely going to be worth it unless it gets scouted out. Oh, man.
To match.
This is going to be so tense. All it takes is Shadowlands.
Sniff it. Oh, there's...
Oh, they're going to get a Neon! Oh, no!
Oh, they let him go. But they'll take the camp for his troubles.
Yeah. I'll be honest, he's probably craved death in that situation. It's like, you've done me a great dishonor. Leoric takes Paralyzing Rage. And we're seeing, that cube of Lunara forming. Oh, did Mariner just get gibbed?
Oh, yeah.
Paralyzing Rage.
Slowed and bodied there.
Yeah. Paralyzing Rage is already showing a lot of value.
Yeah, unfortunately Zul doesn't have that much sustain into Leoric this early. Kind of have to play a little careful.
Definitely means House of Chez is going to have a harder time going
Noob
for the
getting
turn-in.
stunned in the blizzard.
Ooh.
Very short pull, pulls him out, and Peel on Peel's gonna have to go back.
Meanwhile, the dude is getting zoned out by Vizier.
Vizier must be feeling invincible right now.
I mean, I would be. Shadowlands ends up flinching on that turn-in. Just needs to get those gems in, and his team is going to be on a roll. Same time, Royal Vizier is trying to get his 6 in. Won't matter in the long run, but, saves the threat of some ganks.
Quick little ghost walk out of there.
I'm seeing some interesting talents here. Tychus is pretty smart to take Relentless Soldier here. It'll help him a lot into the Anubarak. Great momentum. We might see an auto-attack Leoric build from that one pick. As well as Critical Mist.
That is interesting.
Yeah. What? Much respect, Leo? I do not understand.
I think Breeders is just saying, yeah, this has not gone well for me so far.
I mean, it's a hard matchup to begin with.
Oh, it's a very hard matchup
Wait.
with Bill 7.
No, there was no slush ball. I'm so sad.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh well. Meanwhile,
Oh, well.
it looks like Furious George is going to get some pretty decent value topside. They get a bit of towers, but where the action's at is always mid on this map early game. Wait, are they going for death? They are going for death. Wait, that's the AoE damage from Lunara. It's another one of my predictions.
Oh, that's
just disappearing.
Splintered Spell. Wait a second, we've got Blossom Swell and Splintered Spear. That's interesting.
It's entirely possible that it was a misclick. If that's the case, Flash is either being flamed by his teammates or they're politely ignoring the fact. One way or another. It's a choice they're going to have to make do with.
Meanwhile, the dude's just taking their mid camp.
Furious
one
George
of the
did the
benefits
same
of
thing
trading.
with Shadowlands and King Andrew, though.
Heels on Peels, just calmly walking away from the Tychus.
Nip's one of the few tanks that actually has a good matchup. Ooh, here comes the false at global.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Flash is busily clearing. Speaking of clearing, yeah, we don't have the anti-NPC talent from Lunara either. Means that a lot of that clear, especially for this camp, which has spell power well, spell armor. The point is Greymaine's going to be dependent on that camp. Ults come out for Furious George first. Odin, Ice Wall, Entomb, Blink, and Gust. All conventional. Oh. So far, he remains conventional, except for Zool being the Maverick, taking Poison Nova. Haven't seen that talent in a while, to be honest. He does good damage, though.
Does very good damage. I think if he feels confident in his ability to kind of get into the middle of an enemy team.
Oh wow, Flash
dying.
just jumped in. Gust is used, Andrew runs away.
Tychus getting rooted. The Ice Wall stops it all, but Poison does go through and hit a few players.
Dude's not going to have a good time here. He can just zip away, though. Meanwhile, Mariner's kept the eye on the prize and is doing a lot of pushing here.
Playing that macro.
He's caught in an Entomb now. And there's the pull. Out. Meanwhile, dude is putting pressure topside. All in all, this looks to be slightly in the favor of House of George when it comes to overall siege damage.
House of Chez? Or Furious George?
I have no idea which one I meant, and I'm just going to pretend that I didn't say that.
Yes. So
that was... Yes. Yeah, that was extra special.
Low. Another quick save from Smitty.
Meanwhile, Shadowlance is busily taking that siege camp, and Vizier has priority in the lane. Mariner's getting his 30 gem. Nope! Meanwhile, skirmish is happening topside. Peels on peels. Flash looking to turn in. However, Mariners needs to get his in if this turn-in is going to happen. And he's somewhat occupied.
Yeah. Once again, Falstad coming down, grabbing that bot camp, and putting the pressure on. Mariners in kind of danger here.
Well,
like one bad Q could put him in a world of hurt.
Yeah. Bit of a false start when it comes to team fights back in the mid lane. Ice Wall was used, but other than that, nothing much else. Oh, Shadowlance might have been... Oh, nope. Quick Gust, and he is out. Meanwhile, dude throws a cursive bullet, and it does not hit. I'd be immensely smug if I were him. Yeah. That rotation gave Sparklark and Dwarben the time to turn in. They've already built priority bot side. Haven't quite cleared out enough mid lane, or at least as much as I'd like. Ooh. Sparklark takes that bush. The dude is being jumped on.
Does feel like both teams struggle a little bit to actually kill the other team's front line.
Oh.
Does Andy have the pull?
There it is. Oh, oh! That is a good Ice Wall. But there wasn't quite enough follow-up to force the kill. Flash is busily clearing out bot side, but that lane is almost certainly going to drop here. Without Nature's Culling, the damage just isn't enough. Meanwhile, Mariner, absolute trooper that he is, has kept mid lane clear, and there's another fight starting again. Odin's been mostly used up at this point. Wait. Huh. That fort survived with 400 HP. That's hilarious. Oh, there's the Anubarak Jumbo, and Shadowlance disappears. Meanwhile, the dude is caught in the blizzard, and he goes down as well. Mariner got his gems in the meantime.
Poison Nova comes out.
Oh, it hits everything.
Team.
Wait.
Peels on Peels, now bodied in a corner here. Manages to slip out.
Yeah. Hits another Q, but his team isn't feeling it. They back out and look to make value out of this objective. This is a very classical Beetle build, with the exception of Bed of Barbs.
I am a big fan of the move speed carapace.
Yeah. That sounds good, especially into a May when you're going to take the other ones. And ooh, that was a gust.
And it was.
Yeah. Personally, I'm addicted to Underking and those long drawn-out bro charges. Yeah. Furious George is clearing out fast. Flash is getting slowed down, but he won't quite die. Ooh, peels on peels. Goes in. Meanwhile, Mariners is going to take out the first fort of the game.
Mariners is doing the work.
Yeah. Honestly, I've never seen it take 4 objectives to kill a fort before. Both teams have played the defense really well. At the very least, they've made it hard for each other, too.
I think they're
Get
both
value.
playing fairly reserved.
Yeah.
And that might just be a sign of mutual respect between these two teams.
Yeah.
Betabarb's going not quite on target there.
Peels on peels, doesn't quite get his in, and Mariners is looking to get those gems out. Meanwhile, Andrew takes siege camp bot side. The stall just keeps going, although Mariners got his out. Both teams definitely have the possibility of a turn in here. Sparklar and Royal Vizier need to turn in to the side of Furious George to make that happen, though. 16s are coming out for
There's a
both
little
teams.
Split all over there. Uh-oh.
Mariners is caught.
Mariners all alone.
Oh, that ice wall is going to isolate him, and he is going to drop here. That's a 2-man entomb.
And a blizzard.
Blizzard hits 2, and there goes the Anduin. Royal Vizier is next on the chopping block. Wait, meanwhile, is this a reversal thanks to Entomb? There hasn't been enough kills, but oh, peels on peels needs peels. I've been waiting so long to use that one. Yeah,
This
it looks
is
like
actually just full Q build Leoric, though. I'm more a
wait,
fan
you
of
mean
the
the E build?
Or
Yeah.
sorry, E build.
Yeah.
E, Q, whatever. It's they overlap. The E gives you the empowered Q, the Q gives you the empowered E.
Okay, I got distracted. Ooh, does that ice wall? That ice wall hits? Yes, it does. Mariner's in that. That's a lot of damage.
Big
Jumped out.
hole
This
again.
here comes the entomb. Here it comes. It hits 2.
Light bomb coming out onto the
Oh.
dude. Death getting very low. Manages. to
I'll be
keep
honest. I
ahead.
have no idea how everyone's still alive right now. And there goes
Almost
Mariner.
to the spider.
Honestly, I think some of that just came out of Mariner just reducing the auto attack speed. I think he did a lot there to reduce overall damage, but this is going to be the objective that really tilts things into Furious George's favor. There comes the Odin. There's a lot for them to clear out. They don't have their Zul with them, nor their Lunar, because Flash has to deal with topside. Ultimately, though, it looks like it's simply going to be a 2 catapult advantage. Oh, right. Oh, turn in.
House of Chez has enough for turn, but they're not quite in position. Furious
Either
George
peel on
still-
peels, Flash, or Mariner can turn in at this point. It's going to be a tricky thing to do. That difference in catapults is definitely going to decrease the amount of vision they have available to them. Flash, not quite comfortable going for those. In fact, wait. Those were their gems, right?
I believe so. Where is
Yeah.
our list?
Yeah. Definitely playing scared here on the side of House of Chez. They understand that a 2-man entomb is going to be the death of them. Oh, meanwhile, King Andrews being caught by the root and bulleted. Of course, that health bar comes back quite quickly. Ooh, Peels on Peels is caught. And Death is going to have to deal with a lot of problems here.
Oh no!
Oh, looks like our Andrew is going to go down here.
Turn on King Andrew.
Oh,
Gus
Death is
comes
caught
out
in
for save.
the Entomb at the same time. Meanwhile, Andrew is using his movement speed reduction. But Death gets out. This fight just keeps going. Andrew just drops.
A Poison Nova from downtown.
Do you know when the turn-in happened? Because I didn't catch that on camera. Somebody pulled a sneaky.
Yeah.
Probably Flash, if I had to guess.
So I will say I do love the Anduin's W build here.
Yeah. Movement
Because-
speed as well, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the Power Word Shield level 1 has been giving just so much value in these fights. Just
Oh,
as
yeah.
soon as people start taking any damage, W comes out, just puts little shield on the whole team. That's sometimes all you need into this kind of poke.
Looks like they took a keep here on the side of House of Chez. And well down 20s, no less. Certainly
20's
not
coming out.
the usual situation. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
And we have... Here is George taking all the upgrades.
Yeah, a lot of scary ones too. Stealth Leoric, Big Red Button, Wind Tunnel, Entomb. Intensifying.
Whoa. Wait a second.
Yeah?
I see a Traitor King.
Wait. What do you mean?
I see Traitor King being picked up. That's spicy.
Trader King?
Yeah, from a noob.
Oh, yeah, right. I'll be honest. I'm not against it here. I mean,
I think the problem is that the enemy team is so much percentage damage, which just bypasses that armor.
yeah, but it doesn't bypass his shield. And Uberak's effective HP is
true.
much higher than his actual HP. Plus, there's plenty of spell damage and the extra 10% bonus maximum HP. While it doesn't really, you know, help against percent damage, it will help against a lot of the other burst damage that comes out.
True.
It gives him a fighting chance of surviving burst.
They don't have that
Ooh.
much burst, though. Ooh. Big gust into the ice wall, just kind of shuffling the dude in a little bit. The Entomb
There's the
comes out,
Entomb. Anduin's caught. And man, that
manages to live,
it
and
hits.
the bomb comes
Oh
out.
my word! That light bomb. There goes our mate.
The dude just running through.
There
the
goes
screen.
Shadow Lance. Yeah, that level 20 light bomb upgrade is hilarious when you know how to use it. Ooh,
And the
it
dude
looks like
has shown that he will not shirk from a fight if he's given a light bomb.
so. After those 2 kills, the question that has to be going through House of Chez's mind is, how do we win? There are plenty of ways to go about it, and it looks like they've decided a combination of boss and turn-in is that way. Mariner's likely going to be called to go away and do a turn-in. Bit of a handoff happening here. And that
Yeah,
combination
this should be pretty safe.
should be enough. It's going to be a
You
rough
just have to
thing.
avoid being Entomb Gusted all
Yeah.
as one.
In these next 20 seconds, Furious George is going to have to look for a fight, or they're going to get massacred. Ooh.
Mini Warbin pretty far forward. May going in, the
Oh.
ice wall comes out.
Here comes that gust.
That flies.
Hits both the DPS, but
They're not quite against the wall.
yeah. That's a 3-man Entomb.
Two.
But yeah.
Is a little separated from the rest of that Wombo.
Yeah. Orc definitely was looking for it, but it's probably not going to be enough.
I
Shadowlands
mean,
just
it was
really
beautiful Entomb.
true. But no matter how big the mosh is, it doesn't matter if the rest of the team can't follow up. That is game number 1, and it
True
heads
that.
on to the side of Furious George. Let's get that little that little blue star on the field, eh? Yeah. Ah. Yeah. Now this here is always the fun part for me. The thing that always makes me the most salty about casting. It's that
Oh,
nobody tells you who takes map pick and first pick. You just kind of have to infer. And the problem is, up until recently, it's like, okay, the team that lost is going to take first pick, right? Like, that's 90% of cases. But right now, honestly, it's really uncertain whether map pick or first pick is better. In
I
fact,
think that there are some maps where you kind of don't care about first pick so much as maybe
yeah.
getting your like last pick.
Yeah. And right now, there's a lot of second picks that are really good. So you've got a few heroes that are at the head of the pack right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's probably still Joe and Rhaegar. It might not be. I haven't really looked at the metrics since the patch. But after
I would.
that, you have a strong list of good heroes. Junkrat, Blaze, heck, Falstad and Sylvanas are still both good strategic picks. There's other tanks like Anubarak that are really excellent. Anduin is still a good healer. There's plenty of DPS picks that are pretty high value, like Lunara. So the point is, there's a wide range of heroes, more than you can ban, that are good for second pick. So having those 2 picks earlier on might give you more value than just having the one really strong pick for the start.
I mean, that was always my favorite thing to do in drafts in the last patch was just don't ban Rhaegar or Joe, and then they pick Rhaegar or Joe. And if they
Yeah.
pick Rhaegar, well, now we get something like either Joe and Stukov, or you leave
Joe
up
and
Stukov,
Anduin.
Joe, and Rhaegar. Yeah, you leave
Yeah.
up all kinds of nonsense on the board.
Yeah, something my team did last patch was a bit of social engineering on BOE. Which we never actually got to bring in a game because nobody takes us to BOE. Well, to be precise, we took no one to BOE. I said the reverse of what I meant again. And the basic strategy was this. Leave Johanna open and Rhaegar Stukov open. Which meant that the team was like, okay, they can pick one of those 2 healers, but they can't pick both or they'll fluff up their comp. And then we take
Yeah.
both, put Rhaegar in the off lane, and then run him as, a bloodlusting dispensary, and have Stukov be the primary healer.
I like it.
Yeah. It worked wonders, but it never got to see a real match. There's lots of ways
Pity.
to make interesting drafts, and the meta not being stable is definitely part of it. Ooh, looks like I beat you to the punch this time.
Yes, unfortunately, I had to grapple a cat. I definitely did not click on the wrong lobby.
Nice. I'm assuming that it's Furious George who took Dragonshire. Wait.
Boom.
They just gave us
Hit him with the
incredibly...
surprise.
Okay. We took first pick, so this is the map pick of House of Chez.
You remember that social engineering? They just played you.
Honestly, I just didn't realize that someone from House of Chez was in. It's nice to go to Dragonshire again. It's a fun map. Darn ring. What is up with this ring's placement? I can't get it to look nice. Uh,
I believe in you.
you know what? Whatever. I'm just gonna have it there. Crushinator's gonna make fun of me again.
Can you blame him though?
No, not really.
I mean, that's why I don't do the main casting. That way people can't make fun of my like MS
Overlays.
Paint win overlays.
I actually used Lucid Chart to make some of the knickknacks that I had. Which is, a flowchart software, so...
Interesting.
Kind of using, a circle for an octagram there. But, hey, whatever works, works. Mariner's explaining the respect.
The respect has been explained. Similar play style. Same hat. Same hat.
Nice.
And dominating and such too.
It's like, I could have done it too. That's great. Alright, we'll be going into game number 2 soon. Oh god.
Dragon Child.
Alright, what are we gonna see?
I think I want to see that Greymane taken off the board or the Anduin off the board.
True. We might see another Zul'jin ban, though. For old time's sake. Come on. Definitely letting the timer run down here. And there it is. We don't want X.
You know want X?
No X. Actually, I wonder if this
Am
is
I?
Sorry?
Please bear with me because I'm a little out of it today.
Yeah?
Last game, the team with the Greymane won, correct?
That was House of Chez,
Because-
wasn't it?
Yes, it was. I definitely see a winning star on the wrong board.
Darn it!
Okay. Okay, I was just losing my mind over here.
Darn it! And I did it on both things. That's fantastic.
Sorry, I didn't
Truly.
catch it till now.
Yeah, but technical difficulties abound. Oh, the Anduin was banned instead. That's different.
Yeah, that's the ban I wanted to see.
Heck yeah. Here's George adapting. Yeah. I would ban, especially after that level 20 light bomb.
Oh yeah.
Some of those fights were just
Death was
huge.
just- Yeah,
Like-
Death played just real cool in the pocket, really hard to kill, and played a build that was a mix of kind of self-sufficiency and team help.
Ooh, we're already seeing a strong comp foundation for Chez here. Rhaegar's good for the macro. Junkrat can handle anchoring a lane at will.
So it begins. Ready for action.
Deckard and Muradin.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
they've definitely declared their lack of cleanse really early in the draft on the side of Furious George. And, you know, Muradin's one of those champions that's exponentially better depending on who's playing it. We shall see how Sparklark does.
You know what could be very exciting to witness?
Oh?
If Furious George plays Zagara.
As an anchor?
Yeah, I think as their like
Anchor into Junkrat?
bottom lane, just leave the Zagara there,
Yeah.
and then you play off the Deckard sleep into Devouring Maw.
That would be so amoral.
I
Yeah.
think
I'm not against
think
Egg
that would be
as an anchor.
spicy.
I think she's really underrated.
Oh, I got to play her the other night. It was great.
Yeah.
And even better was I
Especially-
got to play her into Leo, Deathwing, Hanzo.
Honestly, though, I think lane bullies as a whole are an underrepresented aspect of this game.
The hunt is
Seeing that in New Brack again, and that Lunara.
And the Lunara.
Yeah. Question is, how is Furious George going to respond? Ooh, Rexar. Always a
Rexar.
good top lane anchor on this map. And
I serve.
The Zeratul.
I'll be honest,
Interesting.
I think the Zeratul's roaming and is going to be very stuck in mid lane for most of this game. But if Furious George can get to post 20, things are not going to look hot for House of Chez.
I agree.
We will forge
A
a
Varian
great
being picked
destiny.
up.
I'll be honest, I don't understand it. I don't want to understand it. But I will understand it in the next 4 minutes.
Maybe Mariners is looking to play Smash and try and play past Misha.
I mean, huh. It's
I-
workable.
Is Smash able to just 100 to 0 Rexar before Misha saves?
Not immediately, but personally, what
I
I'd
feel
like
like that's
to
probably
see,
very all in.
yeah, Varian is honestly not a good duelist until post 7.
Yeah. He falls into the same bucket as Zool, but with a little less wave clear.
Just even more extreme.
Yeah.
Um,
Just if you've ever wanted to just feel kind of sad until 4 and then feel slightly less sad until 7,
I
Varian's your man.
honestly think Wisp could be the make or break ability for House of Chez. If they can dominate the Tribush, they should be able
Prepare for combat.
to eke out an early advantage, but there's no
Keeping
guarantee.
the Wisp up will also give them that heads up about the
Yeah.
Zeratul.
Exactly. Because the problem that they're going to face is that Royal Vizier with Bird of Prey is likely going to be able to double soak, and there's no way the same thing is true about Varian, regardless of how he's built.
5.
Like, there is no
Anyways,
build
let's
that'll
get
allow them
some
to do.
let's get some shout outs to these players again.
Uh-oh.
Over on the red side in House of Chez, we've got Flash on Lunar, Death 1300s on Rhaegar, the dude on Junkrat Mariners on Varian, and Peels on Anubrak, and it's already fight in the middle.
Alright. Vizier is on Rhaegar, Andrew is on Vala, Warbin is on Dahaka, Sparklark is on Muradin and nearly died, and Shadowlance is on Zeratul.
Boom, we did it.
Yeah, that's what I get for running my mouth too long. Ooh, that was a good Junkrat mine. We're seeing a W build Volstead here, already picking up the stacks. Definitely looking to go late game. Oh wait, what? Look at Flash's current positioning.
That is,
Topside lane bully Lunara.
okay.
Wait a minute.
I don't
Yeah.
see it.
I think House of Chez.
Junkrat can kind of just solo defend and even push bot with a noob there just to kind of give him enough peel. The death keeps Flash safe.
Actually, Mariner is going High King's Quest here. Ooh, that's spicy.
Windblades?
I mean, it's not out of the question right now. Looks like Andrew manages to clear out faster. You know, Peels on Peels is busily defending against a not invade. Oh wait, the dude gets caught and killed.
Unfortunate.
Holy moly. Meanwhile, Mariners is taking a lot of damage. And it's looking like Vizier's potentially considering the noble art of the freeze.
Zeratul just calmly walking up, slashing Lunar a couple times and blinking away.
Yeah. Look at that. We're about to see it. It's a moment of truth. I don't think either of us was expecting that.
No.
I really wasn't expecting that.
I am perplexed indeed.
But hey, they got 2 tanks.
But why hike?
Ooh, another 2-man route on the side of Deckard. And we're dealing with a taunt variant with High King's Quest. That's being forced off the point because it can't clear waves and is also being ganked by the Zeratul.
It doesn't win duels. Big taunt on Misha.
He's going to have to get value in the 4-man through some other means. Meanwhile, Sparklark is trading with no fear into Peels on Peels. The dude
He has an infinite health pool.
Yeah.
So as long as Deckard just gives follow-up to the stuns, which Smitty's been doing really well on.
Yeah.
Sparklark doesn't really have any fear in the spot lane.
Oh, Shadowlance tries for the turn in. Dodges Flash.
We've got Blossom Swell being picked up again.
Yeah.
Half a level until we see if it's
Oh,
splintered
Mariner's going to have to
again.
step up for the soak. You know that Shadowlance wanted to jump in on Mariners, but thought better of it. Meanwhile, Andrew is
Flash.
stacking out of his gourd, actually. Oh! Looks like King Andrew just barely makes it out. And meanwhile, wait,
Rexar in the DK.
how did that happen? Did Mariners have to back?
Mariners did not leave top.
But also didn't cap the point. And ooh, you know, King Andrew catches another kill. If House of Chez keeps this up, we'll see a game 3, right? I'm not mixing up which team won.
I think you're backwards again. Furious George is definitely showing a strong start here, and there's Zeratul
Yeah,
even
I
still yet.
I am doing it backwards. I meant the blue side, which is House of George. Yeah, I'm going crazy at this point.
It's okay, I'm losing my voice, so...
Between the two of us, we have a complete caster.
That beast is not my beloved.
That's an opinion. I think at this point, if we stack up to half a one, that'll be a gratuitous estimation.
Oh dear.
Clark stepping in on the Nubarak again.
Ooh.
Just standing on this.
Sparklight might get
trap.
kidnapped here. Oh, he dodges the charge.
Back over.
And he gets booped again.
Again.
Wait, he's gonna get taunted?
Period.
There it is. That's the 5-man rotation, which means
Rotation from across the map. Variant.
they're going to lose so much in terms of soak in order to make that work on the side of House of Chez.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're
Niche just went to
invading.
town on top wall.
Yeah. Definitely giving up a lot here to make this work. You know, Shadowlands is peeking, but isn't really that interested in being aggressive. Boars, Avatar, Lornado.
Oh my.
Oh, looks like the dude is getting caught. And there, you saw that, right?
Mhm.
The dude got saved by the Q in the last second.
My beloved is gone, but his
Almost walked into death, tornado.
He had 200 health. I think he's fine. Now we're seeing that double soak
Hey, that
difference.
tornado does so much. It's 30 damage.
Speaking of which, what's the rest of his variants build? Second wind. Okay.
This is... That is a variant build.
I have never seen this combination of talents before.
avenge my husband.
Me neither.
Earn his
New meta, I
power
guess.
And destroy your enemies.
Meanwhile,
Being
he's
the
just...
same comfort
getting
beetle
us.
build from a noob.
Oh, yeah. One of these days, I'll see people take Locust Swarm as a valid decision. Ooh, King Andrew's getting bursted down. Smitty Warbin is also trapped and doomed. But, yeah, the Zeratul picked up another DK, so... Siege
I
about?
think it's a worth trade.
Wait,
Although,
is Warbin still going?
oh yeah, he's got that armor. He's got pots lined up.
Yeah,
he's
he just
taking him
played
on a trip.
freaking Pac-Man there.
Uh-huh.
I have
I
a
mean,
recommendation to
we
turn
do
your volume
have-
up. I'm
We
gonna
do
do that
have
right
Lunara
now.
with Splintered Spear again,
Here
so
we go.
between Lunara and Junkrat, they don't have that much single target damage.
Anyways, I've added about 20% to your voice on
Oh,
recommendation from Giggles Mac.
Boom.
Yep. Ooh,
Clark just living.
you saw that
in this
emerald,
game's
right?
back. Mhm.
So, Deckard 7 just completely negated Rexar's ancestral healing. That's
Oh, yeah.
rough.
Smitty's just putting on a nice little clinic here.
Yeah. If by clinic you mean inverse clinic. He's basically doing what the American doctors do when your credit card declines.
Oof. He just pulled the liver back out.
Yep. Very much a battle medic here. Meanwhile, Vizier's staying bot side, and Shadowlance is taking charge of the double soak. Really fluid laning situations here by the side of Curious George. It's gonna be a tough one for House of Chez.
Looks like Junkrat, or the dude's picking up double soak duty, which is a little dangerous, I think.
You mean as in the Junkrat? Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And he doesn't have that middle structure to kind of give him the safety versus his air.
But he has the camp pushing.
He does have
So-
the camp pushing, but if Shadowlance can ever catch him on those rotations and just tag him once, that's probably it.
Game set and match. Yeah. We're also going to miss out on a bit of the minion soak here on top side thanks to that camp. Meanwhile, Sparklark catches our second tank. Mariners is getting sent into the enemy base by a Lornado. Same build on Lunar.
Always be a dragon knight. But will it
Definitely not what I'm used to seeing. But, hey, if you win with it, oh well. Meanwhile, Shadowlance and Royal Vizier are looking to take out topside. This is almost
gonna be able to
an
do it
entire
really
level
quickly.
lead. Meanwhile, the
Yeah,
dude is
George
being...
is definitely playing a much meaner macro here. Big tornado into a
That's
into a stun, into
7-man
the
stun. Peels on peels on peels. Probably going to need some peels. That's the second time I made that joke. No, I won't apologize. And oh, your prediction came true with Shadowlands. Meanwhile, the topside Death Bridge might actually go down here. 16s are coming out. Manticore, Stoneform, Herodic Staff, and Faint Death.
The boars are out.
Oh,
The Zeratul is in. The Zeratul
Mariners
is out.
is down. And with that, it looks like there's a very real chance of a keep going down here to the favor of Furious George. Meanwhile, Shadowlance is beginning the dive. Is that what I think it is? Master Warpblade and Mending Strikes. What a brave soul.
Well, hey,
Destroyed a fort.
I'm kind of about it into this team.
Yeah. Meanwhile, they're killing out that wall early. Intentional choice. Probably going to give this Dragon Knight a chance to kick someone over the wall. But meanwhile, Flash is caught out and
Coming in.
disappears. Ooh. That kill, it's very realistic that this keep goes down. Well, it's certain that this keep goes down, but
Definitely.
that's besides the point.
Do they try and get any more value? Like, I think you can definitely just auto that
We're
mid.
seeing
keep
better
a
of
little.
Iron Forge, weirdly enough, here. Oh, that's an Ancestral Lift.
Zoom going down.
And Mariner's soon to follow.
And getting displaced again. Oh, another route onto death.
Meanwhile, Warvin
Fortunately,
catches
he
a lot.
can't put
Oh,
himself.
wow! Shadowlance might actually... Nope, Potion saves his life. I think they can end
Getting
here,
hurt.
but
I
it'll be a tightrope.
think they need to just focus the core if they're going for it. Let Zeratul get into stealth, let him come around, and then focus someone down.
Still picking. It's 5 seconds until Numerak's back. Core's at 50%. Sparklark might drop here.
That's gotta be GG.
That's GG.
Yep, there it is.
That's game number 3, baby. This series is heck of a luva close. Not what I was expecting, but absolutely happy to see it.
I really liked the Zeratul pick into their team.
You know, went to town.
Oh, definitely. Lunar and Junkrat didn't really have too much that they could do into it, it felt like.
Yeah. A lot of that responsibility, I think, lies on the tanks. Like, you've got the tools to pin him down. Just look to get value elsewhere. Trust your Junkrat to hold the line. And rotate and get value. The whole point of having Junkrat on this type of map is to liberate your 4-man to go for other locations of value.
Yep.
Anyways, I should actually update this board. Alright, time for the blue star. Yay.
Yeah, the
All
Varian was a very, very interesting pick.
I mean, I don't have anything against it on a map like BOE. And I've seen Varian be a temporary off lane in a number of unusual situations. So, one time I saw versus a double marksman comp, so heavy auto attacks, a Varian main tank with an Arthas offlaner on Towers of Doom. The Varian main tank departed for topside for the first 4 levels of the game and then came back as a tank. So, Varian has his place in the meta, but he's fraught with ways in which his kit can be exploited. Especially the taunt kit, which has...
Taunt Varian is very good at what it does.
But what it
Unfortunately,
does,
it does
has
one
so many
thing.
countermeasures. Yeah, exactly. It's not like ETC,
very, very well.
who, you know, has his W, which has literally 50 different reasons why you should press it at any given moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are some other tank abilities that are truly more complicated and truly require more in-depth knowledge. Variance Taunt is not one of those abilities. Like, Diablo's Charge.
Taunt is very much charge, get bacon.
Yeah. But
I'm not against it into his Zeratul pick, and I'm not against it entirely for taking Banner of Ironforge.
I think the Banner of Ironforge is definitely fine if the enemy team is running so many things that attack.
We're gonna see a game 3. Let's see here. What else is there?
I did not realize, but Death went full shield build, it looks like, on Rhaegar.
Yeah, I haven't been against that build. So, Earth Shield, for
I have
instance?
been not a fan of that build since they reworked Rhaegar. I'll say that there are some of the Lightning Shield talents that I like, but level 1 is probably one of my least favorite talents. The Storm Caller. I'm a big fan of the 4, 16, and then 20 all coming together, but that's a really late thing.
Yeah.
Although it is hilarious to just give your entire team Lightning Shield.
Wait, is that the level? There's actually a level 20 for that?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah. Definitely, I think I would have liked to see a Bloodlust-oriented comp. Warbin really knew how to use Emerald, and losing an entire Ancestral is really rough. Other than that, using Mortal Strike as healing reduction has always sort of struck me as weird. Variance doesn't really have good options for level 13s. Banner of Ironforge, though, it's contentious whether that's better than Banner of Dalaran. Especially when you have Junkrat and Lunara.
I think the 13s come more into play if you take either Twin Blades for the attack resets, or you grab your parry reset on level 1.
Yeah.
Because then you can basically double tap some debuffs on an enemy team.
You mean the overpower? Especially with Dalaran? Yeah. That combination does allow Varian to be a high damage outputter. Personally, if I were to change...
Or even just like a nice, like, hey, maybe your Varian doesn't need to do the damage because he's taunt, but at the very least, if there's 2 targets that you want to kill and one of them is taunted, you can at least reduce the healing or the armor on the other one.
Honest to God, though, I think overpower is mandatory with Varian. It'll do more overall damage. And I also think that Second Wind is generally inferior to the other healing talent. So Victory Rush.
I agree.
But I also think you could make a strong argument that Shield Wall should have been replaced for the E talent, as, you know, it's... Ooh, we're going to Braxis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but... Yeah, I think... Okay. This is... Same team. It's House of Chez with map pick. It's not the map I was expecting to go to, but I am completely against it. Well, I am completely for it. Wow.
You heard it here first, folks. The caster hates maps.
I literally have opposite day syndrome. Don't judge me.
At all. How dare these teams play games tonight?
Okay. I need to start the match so I have something else to talk about.
If it's not Haunted Mines, what are we even doing here?
Yeah, Haunted Mines was really dumb because of what you could do with Sylvanas cheese.
Oh yeah. I played it like 2 months ago in some like I think it was Nexomania or something.
Yeah.
And people forgot that you just pick Sylvanas and Greymane and end the game in 3 minutes.
Yeah. Honestly, I think the biggest problem with that map has always been the fact that the objectives don't give anything when it comes to experience or whatnot. Like, if they just gave maybe 20% of the overall experience of that map, it would be mandatory to go into the mines. Because whichever team got the soak advantage would have a serious actual strength. I also think that, for one, the objectives shouldn't be sort of an all or nothing, but both people push. Or did they change that with the rework? Because there was a time when it was both people pushing, but I don't know if they removed it.
They did the last when it was retired, it was in the like 2 skeleton mode.
Huh.
So like even if you even if you got no skulls, you still had a
Had to
golem.
defend.
It just was basically an oversized minion.
Yeah. Which is a shame when it comes to mechanical design, because having simultaneous offense and defense isn't a bad thing per se, but it was not executed well on that map.
Yeah, the frustrating thing was that every camp was a siege camp.
Yeah, which meant that every every camp could be pretty easily cleared by everyone.
Or you just got Merc Queen Sylvanas and ended the game in 3 minutes by taking camps and ignoring objective.
Anyways, bans are basically the same.
Stand ready.
First pick
Why
is
do you
also
keep
the same
fighting
as
me?
well. Because it's a cat, and it likes the taste of human flesh. Either that or it's
Over here
playing.
giving her give her attention, and she's just like, I'm biting you now. I was just like, okay. Psycho.
I wonder what our friends in the house have to say. Oh, I should probably also update the other star because I am not remembering things.
Now you can put the blue star on the board.
There's the
there
Blaze.
it is. There's
Wait, is
the
that
Blaze
that
and
can't
the
be Blaze
Mephisto.
main tank? It cannot be. I refuse to
Why
believe
not?
it. Because I don't think Blaze main tank is a particularly good idea if you're playing with a Mephisto. And whoa, now the Anubrak swapped sides. Sparklarks grabbed it. And a
Well,
Malfurion.
that's one thing decent into a Mephisto, and that's another thing
Especially with
decent
the
into a
W
Mephisto.
build. Yeah, and Malfurion can put the roots onto the clone, which means Mephisto's gonna have a bad time if he ever uses it recklessly.
Even better, level 10, as soon as Mephisto comes in, Cocoon goes out, Root goes under Cocoon when it's ascending.
Oh
Boom.
yeah, right. Cocoon also works to negate the shade. I honestly don't remember that because I just take stitches into Mephisto every time I see
and
him.
just gorge him every time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's either that or I style on the Mephisto and hook his shade. So it's, an undodgeable hook. Which, is really, really lame to be on the receiving end of.
Yeah.
Greymane ban. Do believe you mentioned that a couple games back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Anduin being banned out, the Greymane being banned out. I think those are very good respect bans for Furious George right now.
Yeah.
Especially since both of them don't have that big of a scale window.
Lucius, Dakinesio, and Hanzo.
With honor.
Interesting.
There are some combinations Mephisto's and Hanzo's ults, but they're definitely going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to damage because Blaze is, shall we say, inconsistent into most tanks.
Maybe we'll see the wonderful double Dragon Duran combo.
It's about damn.
Artanis coming out, Tychus coming out to round out Furious George's draft.
Yeah. I absolutely would not like to be tanking into that as Blaze. Part of the problem is Sparklark can basically just lay down the impale whenever he sees Blaze wind up with a charge, and then Blaze is going to engage himself.
Frostborn hungers.
And Arthas.
Okay. That is
We
not a
have
pick.
2 unconventional tanks.
That's not a pick I dislike on this map, actually. Especially if Syndragosa is taken. It also works fairly well into an Artanis auto attack build.
We're going
think-
for the double dragon.
I count 2 dragons in this game.
Just dream about it. Just think about it. Duran comes out. Just straight up raw hits someone, roots a team. Hanzo, Dragon Strike comes out. Just decimates Syndragosa. Cleans house.
Yeah.
I can feel the Wombo in the air.
Yeah.
But can they pull it off?
Personally, I kind of want to give this one to Chez. Even though their draft is unconventional.
Facility powering.
Alright, we are going into game 3, ladies and gentlemen. This time I am not going to do a radio cast, so we all get to have fun. Anyways, you want to start the roll call?
Sure. Over on the right side in the red trunks, we have Flash on Mephisto, Peels on Blaze, the Dude on Hanzo, Mariners on Arthas, and Death 1300s on Lucio.
We have Rel Vizier on Artanis, Shadowlance on Tychus, Sparklark on Anubrak,
Facility online.
Rurbin on Malfurion, and Andrew on Vala. Okay, there are already lane shenanigans. Both teams have sent up DPS
Both
on top,
teams have done a 2-3 split.
and it makes sense for very different reasons. Oh, Flash is caught out, but doesn't take any damage from it. This is the Anubarak W build. Sparklark is going to be very durable. Meanwhile, the Flash is actually putting out a lot of damage. And the Malfurion roots are coming out. Oh boy. Wait, that's a
King
W
Andrew
build
going with
Arthas.
It is W build Arthas. We have a Q build Vala.
Ooh, Shadowlance gets caught, but Mariners doesn't want to approach. Meanwhile, Flash gets caught out. Peels on peels on peels, does some peeling. And Tychus is returning to normal lanes. Meanwhile, Royal Vizier desperately steps up for his soak and
Big
runs
root
for
coming
his
out.
life. Ooh, peels on peels.
Peels on
Drops
peels.
while I'm not looking.
Yeah, he got stunned by the Anub, who Sparklark has just been allowed to kind of walk up into the enemy team all night.
Ah, there it is. That is one dead death.
Just kidding.
Spam pings abound on
Dude.
Sparklark.
The Dude getting super low. into this
Holy
Artanis right top.
moly! Deathlark goes, as
Wait.
does Vizier. Wait, so what did the Dude do while I was looking at bot side? Did he tower dive? Or did he...
The
Trade.
Dude got very, very low trying to fight Artanis, and Mariners came by and cleaned up once
Heck
the
yeah.
Unstoppable wore off.
Alright. Peels on peels is caught in the root, but is otherwise unmolested. Ooh. Sparklark takes a bit of damage there. And Flash is just doing a lot. Redemption is stacked.
complete.
And Spite is active for Flash now. Every regen globe he gets gives him a lot more in terms of potential danger. He's got mana regen, up spades now, as well as strong cooldown reduction.
Big
This
damage into
poor
Anub there.
Anubarak just drops for the second time.
I think Sparklark might need to be a little more careful. He hasn't been punished that hard tonight. this time their team does have the power to punish that already.
At the same time, however, I think Sparklark Oh! Mariner drops! I think Sparklark should be looking for those Impale counters on peels on peels. If he can start catching those, these fights definitely will start looking different. See the sheer amount of damage Sparklark
in bottom.
drops.
King Andrew, very low, manages to sneak out. Flash going in, doesn't really have a target to finish.
Meanwhile, we're back to this 2-3 formation, and the dude is doing damage. Shadowlance gets caught by the root. Doesn't quite. Never mind. There he goes.
The swap happens, and that just kind of gets Vizier out of there.
Yeah. You know, Sparklark's holding up the fort. Not gonna give another inch. Meanwhile, we are seeing bed of barbs. And there's that root.
Favorite.
Ah, this time Peels misses.
Through.
But King Andrew and Smithy are giving Flash so much damage. But nothing dies.
Between Meltdown and Suppressive Fire, Peels on Peels basically was able to reduce their damage output to nothing there for a few seconds.
Wait, this is auto attack build, Arthas.
This is... this is some interesting...
Wait, Sparklark, no!
builds from both sides.
He was, you know, one shield away from dropping. Wait, is Q build Vala? That's somewhat surprising to me. Meanwhile, Royal Vizier
I mentioned
is...
that earlier.
Yeah, I just realized it. I refuse to believe. Meanwhile, Royal Vizier is comprehending just how annoying an Arthas can be against him. He's just holding the point long enough. Oh. Never mind. Vizier manages to take it back just in time. Honestly, if I were in Mariner's shoes,
Mariners
I would
has
have
the tech,
gone...
though.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah, if I were in his shoes, I would have gone for the mana taunt. These long fights are sapping him bone dry. Ooh, Andrew gets picked by dude. And Peels on Peels charges in, and that's all she wrote.
Caps the objective, though. So first objective going to
Wait,
go over
Mariner
to
and
House of Chez.
Royal Vizier are going at it again. These two are farming damage numbers off of each other.
Oh, that's a dangerous way to do it, though. Into the Banelings.
Ah, the bane of his existence. Meanwhile, Sparklark's been left to clear. And the dude is getting good siege damage here. Shadowlance forced to back out. Shadowlance almost gets picked by Flash. That's an entire fort going down. But looks like that's the extent of the damage. Meanwhile, Mariners handling the Zerglings.
Alright, moment of truth. House of Chez has 10.
Wait, you're seeing
Dragon
this, right?
Arrow.
Consume souls, combustion,
Yeah.
cinder ghost, sound barrier. They like
Dragon's
AoE
Arrow.
damage, and they don't lie. Ooh, that is a swap and kidnap Lucio, and that arrow skims
Arrow.
4 people.
Unfortunate.
Ooh, and
Flash trying to
Flash
escape.
gets caught,
Doesn't
and he's
have
next.
much.
Meanwhile, Peels on Peels deciding not to live up to his namesake. He uses his E to get out.
Peels on Peels is peeling out.
Alright. Beam and Tranquility. Both of those are alts I didn't expect, but aren't necessarily unreasonable in this scenario. Tranquility will give a lot of healing where it's sorely needed, and Beam will allow a lot of pressure to be put on either the dude or Flash. And the blind wouldn't have been able to do that.
True.
Meanwhile, relatively slow siege camps going to give our friend Furious George some time to, you know,
Reassess, reestablish.
Yeah. You know.
Mariners going on the hunt here. Just trying to scout it out. Doubles back.
Apparently we have a bot in our chat. That's hilarious.
Gotta get the best bot views, you know?
Yeah. Fantastic. Meanwhile, Cinder Ghost is blasted. These arrows are not having a good day.
No.
Meanwhile, Combustion hits 3 people. Peels on Peels has the beam on him. He's forced to back out. And all in all, basically every single ult was used, but
Huge
nothing has
swap.
died. Oh, the dude gets melted off of that.
That
You know, I was
a
saying
max
nothing
range
died,
reverse swap.
but yeah. Sometimes
That
the basic
was-
abilities do you in. Oh, and there's another one.
Oh. Can the root come out? But the stun can. Shadowland's getting very low though.
Shadowlance is just
City just bodying the
Ugh.
team. No fear.
Mariners next
now
though.
trouble. Yep.
Oh, Sparklark goes in. I'm honestly surprised we didn't see the W level 7 out of him.
Same.
Meanwhile, he's
Ooh, there we go. There's an
oh,
arrow.
he just got nuked. He also got 4%.
Okay. So I will say this. I am a big fan of Dragon Strike if you've already got this much lineup CC.
True.
But getting an arrow like that, totally.
That's a general rule. I like crowd control ultimates more. Oh, Mariners and Vizier going at each other again. But this time Shadowlance rotates in and Mariners is going to
Go
disintegrate.
down.
Meanwhile, Chez takes another fort.
Vizier is getting up there in stacks. Up to 211. So more fights for your
Now the
first
question
take.
is,
Better than we.
are we going to see one of
Another
the highly
big pull.
aggressive... Oh, wow. That's a two-man
again.
DC chain. Lucio's been caught out. Cocoon.
Don't think a noob has follow-up though,
Yeah.
because all the stuns came out before the cocoon.
And they all went on peels on peels.
Well,
Definitely
they all
team fight
went
that
off
was
to
all
the
out
back
there.
line.
Yeah. That team fight was all over the place. Sparklark. Blasted CC. And that fort is absolutely stunned. Ooh, Flash is caught. Arrow catches a few.
Cindergosa.
Cindergosa catches a whole bunch more. Flash is sleeping. Mariners, really low. Shadowlands backs out. Meanwhile, Sparklark is fostering the dude, looking for kills. That's a
Here comes
3-man combustion. And Artanis drops. Sparklark's rooted, and
Another
he's
root.
stunned. Disintegrated.
All right, House of Chez has all the power right now. All they have to do is grab this point, just start painting the map red. Or orange if you're in colorblind mode.
Looks like they're heading for boss. I'm not entirely against this. It will go into the right lane. But at the end of the day, they are going to need to defend this top side. There's a lot of push already going here. And if they don't win off of this boss objective combination, they're going to be in potentially as bad, if not worse, a position. Wait,
Well, the boss is going top, so
wait, what?
I think that would have been a critical flaw in their strategy here.
Wait, why is the boss going top? I don't understand.
Well, I don't know either, because bottom wall is untouched.
Yeah,
but
like-
top wall is down.
I thought it went for whichever one had more damage.
Yeah,
I'm
supposed to go
so
to whichever one is-
confused.
I don't know. I've seen a couple weird things happening lately.
Oh yeah.
But that boss definitely went to the wrong lane. Oh well. Maybe there's some hidden code that no one knew about that just
Yeah.
is like, if your wave's in this lane, it's gonna favor the
Well,
other.
it gives them a chance to push out another lane.
Cindergosa coming in.
Yeah, it'll give them a
Yoden
chance to take
comes
this
out.
fort out. They're really using this Arthas as a Sylvanas, which I love to see.
Oh yeah. The Cindergosa value is huge.
It's a big reason why they have such a huge advantage on this side of House of Chez. They're electing to avoid this camp and head on to their own. Seems an odd choice given their advantage.
Yeah, it is gonna allow George to catch up. But maybe they're just trying to limit as much stacking as they can right now. And maybe look to end before 20.
Honestly, it seems to me like a weird situation. They already have so much in terms of value. And now that they're posturing to do this camp anyways, might as well have done
I
it
don't
from the
hate
start.
it. They've got Kata and camp top. I would have just ripped this camp bot though.
I mean, if they take this fight on the side of Daddies, they'll be doing it down a man for the better part of a few seconds. Looks like they elected.
Ike is still having to go top and clear out that lane again.
I mean, Tychus rotated almost all the way to the objective and then turned back when the fight was called off. This is going to be a rough one, though, because there's a very real chance that a Synagros was blasted here.
Comes out.
There it is. Royal Vizier gets hit with a ton of damage. King Andrew barely makes it out with any amount of HP. This is effectively an even 5v4, except one team has camps. Oh, that's a 3-man stun by the Blaze. Combustion's interrupted early. Andrew might get
Meanwhile,
picked here.
George
Andrew
needs
drops.
to respond to the Katas top. There's a camp, 3 Katas on core.
Oh boy, those are actually Winions.
That they are.
That's 10%.
Okay, Vizier is able to get there in time, but they do lose bot keep as well.
Yeah. This is a terrible situation to be for George. However they take a fight, it's going to have to be down a man. Royal Vizier desperately
Dude
looks to
just
catch it.
Gets stunned twice, but manages to get away to safety.
Flash
in
is
the
free.
cocoon.
And there goes a
Maybe
Malfurion.
goes down.
Sparklark is next.
That could be game.
Yeah. It's going to get
That's
called in a few
probably
seconds.
game.
I wouldn't be surprised
I mean,
if this
they do
Zerg wave
weaken
never
as well,
makes,
so-
makes it to it.
Team's call.
Entirely possible for House to just jump down and kill this darn thing.
Another short range arrow. That looks like game's being called.
Yep. Round 3 will go on to the side of House of Chez.
And House of Chez takes the series for the night.
I'd say all of those games had the winner. Well, all those games had the winner. No, except for the first one. The first one was way closer than the other two. Game 2, I'd put squarely in the hands of our friends on the side of
Curious George.
Curious George. I kept on thinking Curious George. I know their names are right. I'm on Curious George, and I drew a blank on it. Clearly, I'm in alpha brain mode right now. And yeah.
Oh well.
Meanwhile, game number 3 was a convincing 17-minute win for the side of House of Chez. They had that under control the entire time, even though they took a lot of deaths. Mariners and Royal Vizier absolutely traded their heart out. but even though Mariners did less damage overall, the utility value of the Arthas far outshone having an individual DPS in the form of Artanis.
Definitely.
We're still in the lobby, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
Are you
asking.
talking about the Discord lobby?
Yeah, for NGS. Because there was a question of whether or not we
Oh,
were going
we
to
have
do an
been
interview.
joined.
Oh, cool. I didn't even hear it. Hey, Flash.
Hey, how are you?
So, how are you feeling off of that first series?
That was good. Little hiccup in the middle, but that was a good series. Those were at least they were all competitive.
So, let's see here. You ended up playing Lunara twice and Mephisto once.
Correct.
Did the Mephisto end up getting banned? I cannot remember the order of things.
The Mephisto
First
got
game.
banned first game.
Yeah. Second game, I assume it just simply wasn't feasible because of the value Lunara brought in on
Yeah,
Dragonshire.
it didn't make much sense to pick Mephisto and Dragonshire.
So, if we're gonna start with any game, I feel like starting with the loss is the most suitable. How much of that draft was planned, and how much of it was a reaction to the Zeratul pick?
It was a haphazard draft, as I'm sure you guys recognized, and then we tried to switch something up mid game, and that actually made it worse, and they were able to just run it down bottom lane. So we didn't handle that game correctly, but we just shook it off and obviously bounced back.
So when you're talking about something being swapped mid game, are you referring to Varian's choice of level 4 or something else?
No, we decided to send Junkrat top mid since Junkrat was able to use Ripper Air to maneuver between lanes pretty easily, and have Varian come down for maybe a possible pickoff on the Vala or something like that. But the Mirrodin Vala was Malfurion, I think. They were the three of them were.
It was Deckard.
Deckard, that's what it was.
Yeah.
The
other
Mirrodin Vala Deckard, they were able to handle off 4 of us, and that wasn't happening. And then we just couldn't recover from there. So we put ourselves in a pretty. We were doing fine. Like we were holding our own. Like they got a dragon or two, but we were still like neck and neck. So we weren't really worried about it. But then we tried to switch something else or switch something up to give us a leg up, and it actually made it worse. But I mean, hey, that's how the game goes.
To be honest, from my point of view in the caster's chair, it looked like you were slowly losing either way. It's part of the problem with the Zeratul comp that it's with every level it grows more dangerous and it becomes less feasible to win off of team fights. So it was definitely a rough series for you guys. Well, at least it was a rough map.
Yeah, and we were sort of banking on like we had a plan for the late game, but we just didn't get there. So it is what it is.
Anyways, let's talk about game number 1. So, that last team fight was definitely a fascinating one.
That was the last team fight. I'm trying to think.
As in, I believe it was
going in.
And your fellow
Gus
DPS
came out, pushed the DPS to one side. They got a huge entomb on 3.5 people on your team, but at that point it was a little too late.
Yeah, I think their combo just got off sync, which was fortunate for us. Because we sort of saw what they were trying to do. It was just ice wall some people. If their people are entomb worthy, then entomb the people in the ice wall to keep them silenced. Gust them to keep them in the entomb, or at least gust the other people out, or something like that. Like we saw what they were doing. So the goal was to just try and spread out and keep them off sync. And that's exactly what happened in that last team fight. Like by the time the Leoric got an entomb on, it was like 3 or 4 of us. None of their team was able to follow up because they didn't have anything left. Or like the ice wall actually, I think was that the fight where the ice wall actually sort of blocked them from coming in. Like their own ice wall
like
blocked. Yeah, I think their own ice wall blocked them from coming in. So that sort of worked out fortunately for us. I mean, that happens. It's the way the game goes sometimes.
Yeah. Anyways, so the Arthas pick. Counter pick to Artanis or pick for Syndragosa?
why not both?
Fair
I like that.
enough.
So,
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like the right pick and worked out well.
Yeah. Definitely.
so I have to ask. I have to ask. This has been burning.
Do it.
Yeah.
So, ults. You guys went with Consume Souls on the Mephisto and Dragon Arrow on the Hanzo.
As
Did you
opposed to
consider
the opposite.
Did you consider flipping them around, taking the Duran on the Mephisto and the Dragon Strike on the Hanzo?
We talked about it, but we were sort of thinking like, do we want to like have a bunch of ults? Like, so we had combustion, endurance that could just like hold them down. But do we want to just like keep holding them down and bet it all on Dragon Strike, or do we want like a little bit more oomph in our combo here? So it made a little bit more sense to go with like the combustion was going to do Durance's job for the most part. So there was no point in stacking those two ults. So I just went consume because they were all pretty squishy between Volaticus and Malfurion. Figured it would get him down to less than half, or if not, kill him and scare him off.
Mm. Yeah. Nice. So, what's the series looking like for you guys going forward?
I think they're in 4th or 3rd place tonight. I didn't check
Oh,
the
I gotta
exact
upload the thing.
standings.
Oh my gosh, it's late.
yeah.
Hold on, let me. I didn't check the standings, or I didn't upload the games yet.
Yeah. So, let's see here. Assuming they're not uploaded, that actually would put you right now, yeah, in 5th place. Wait,
Fifth,
no.
really?
No, that
No,
can't be right.
You're looking at the wrong team
I'm
again,
looking
I
at the
think.
wrong team again because I'm clearly very smart. Yeah, that does put you in
I
3rd
think
place right now.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah. So it'll just depend on if Storm Banshee's game goes well on Wednesday.
Looking at this, and it seems like a lot of those points are concentrated onto one team, namely Masters of Mayhem. That actually is an intriguing one. Looks like you guys have fought them. Looks like they're a team to beat. Going forward into the playoffs, who are you expecting to see in roster or in your bracket, and who are you expecting to take a good fight on?
Well, we'll see. And yeah, that did put us into 3rd place. I just uploaded the
Yeah.
matches.
Nice.
But we'll see who comes our way. We sort of take it one game at a time.
All right. I hope you have a good night.
Thank you very much for casting and taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thanks for
Anyways.
giving us a great showing.
Awesome. Take care, guys.
Yep. Good night.
Good night.
Probably should have asked him if he wanted to do any shout outs.
Oh, yeah, right. That's the thing. Oh, well.
Rip.